guys. I told myself that if I didn't upload something on this channel that wasn't purely just me talking to myself in front of a camera in my room by March of this year, I would hold myself to some sort of accountability in terms of spending an entire day in mantra, in devotion. And what do you know? It's the 2nd of March here. One like equals one encouragement to follow through with my commitment and find some kind of accountability. But no, I should do it regardless. It's not even like that was the most necessary thing to do, but at the same time I also set that standard. That's what I felt, that's what I truly believed in at the time. But I just feel so bummed out of the regular sort of program of Honesty Tube. There's a lot of different characters which kind of pass by. You're getting a little bit of the silly sort of jestery stuff, but kind of not feeling that tonight. I don't feel bad. I feel very alive. I feel truly sentimental. I feel like I need to get some stuff out, but it's not coming out, so here I am. Putting it onto the internet, but no, I'm not gonna appeal to particulars because I don't feel comfortable with that in this setting, at least now, especially when I'm in this kind of state where I'm trying to do this. Like, if I need to create a point or something specifically practical in a way, I will give particulars, you know. But in terms of just like sharing and dealing with my stuff, I think there's a time and place, and I think privacy is really important. Like, true privacy that serves truth, that serves what is most important and necessary. But no, I've just been really feeling the value of genuine relationship with others, and just like deep interconnectedness with the people you share space with, and how important that is, and just how much that might go lost on us these days. It's so important because so much of our development forms in relationship, forms in our earliest attachment, and we form attachment relationships with people close to us. We access those most intimate parts of ourselves because those are so primary to what we are, and I worry that those go unchecked or unaccessed, and especially in our most close relationships, unfortunately. I have a friend, he talks about how in his family he will talk about his feelings, and when there's hard things, they can rely on one another and talk through things and find a sort of consistency and a certain responsibility with one another, and feel supported, feel capable. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes that just feels lost on me. At least in my most close relationships sometimes. And I just feel tonight so... I'm really struggling with a specific thing that happened with someone close to me. And it's so hard because we just feel so compelled to do something about it sometimes. But it's almost like the more compelled we feel, the more we feel like we have to do something. Do we always do the best thing? And is in our needing to do something about it, does it always get us what we need to do? Maybe we need to slow down. Maybe we need to consider what it is that we really can do to help. But I feel like just opening myself up to just feel and to experience myself, to really like take in that, so that I can truly listen and I can truly take in just the facts of the situation to then sort of organize from, and to not just get lost in sort of flurry. It's such an interesting relationship between our feelings and our mind. We are so dependent on one another, all of us, even if we aren't super close, even just in the subtle interactions that we share. And we see these messages of we do what we do for the ones that we love, you know, don't give up, that kind of stuff. And that sense of purpose and belonging with one another. Do unto others as you'd want them to do unto you. And there's something so sanctious about that recognition. Like, you feel it. Like, it's pretty well known these days, and there's so many studies which show that relationships are the main determinant of human happiness. So what does that mean? What does that mean? I just feel like I have so much in me. We all do. So much in me which feels so strongly. It's so much in the way, so much like doesn't know what to do with that, maybe. Blocked off, you know. It's uncomfortable, but it's what we are. Like, your feelings are irreducible. Like, I don't think there's such thing as an invalid feeling. Like, sure, we can rationalize our feelings into a lot of fucking nonsense, but there's something deeply innocent about all of us. Like, we can all be understood. You know, like, we look for, oh, who's responsible for this and that, you know, what, like, trying to justify our actions, trying to justify murdering, being violent, enslaving and imprisoning people. Sure, maybe if that's what needs to happen, but I think in order to have real responsibility, we need to give up judgment, perhaps. We need to give up our own preference in a way. That's complicated to get into, and I don't want to get too just like tied down or reductive, you know, because there's just such a responsibility in sharing ourselves, because what we do matters so deeply, and there's real fucking consequences. There's real consequences to what we do in this world. But that's okay. That's okay. Why is that okay? Because it doesn't... on one level, it doesn't really matter. You just do your best, you know? And I think when we're free, when things don't really matter anymore, they can start to actually really matter. Because what we're just left in is just the way that we feel, what we're compelled towards, what we're naturally just sort of driven by. Like, I can't explain why I love, I can't explain why I feel happy or sad. Like, I can give reasons and explanations for that, but those just turn into explanations, but explanations, but explanations. And even that, like, if I want to reduce my happiness to the brain or to evolution or something like that, like, how all of those things specifically relate, like, it's not entirely clear. It's not entirely clear. Why we feel happy, why we even feel like, why we're even conscious and why we even exist. Like, I think morality and just that sense of wanting to do good, like, for its own sake, is what spirituality really means. You know, all this stuff like afterlives and angels and what we do with that, like, sure, whatever. But what really counts, what's really at the heart of all of this shit, is the heart, is duty, and what gets us up out of bed in the fucking morning, and just our own creativity, our highest value, our highest intuition, maybe. You know, I was talking with my friend, and he's an artist, he's a real creative, beautiful guy on the inside, and I just know him so deeply, I've met so much of him. And he struggles with depression, and he feels like a piece of shit, and he's made some mistakes, and has his stuff, and he's probably guilty deep down. Don't just cry for anyone, you know, like our... Anyways, I was talking with him just about like the soul, and about creativity, and about like why we do art, why we follow this, you know, and like we need to find that way that we all have to get back in touch with, like what it is we feel most passionate about, what we feel most excited, what we feel most drawn to naturally, what we are best at. I think it is only when we are doing that that we will have a truly equal, just society. How can we get the most out of human potential? What is the highest of human potential? That's what I'm curious about. I want to know what we are most capable of. I don't know exactly what that looks like. That's what I'm here to find. But to me, it comes down to just how to feel good. How to feel like this is good. Like, I don't know what goodness is. It's just a feeling. Like why do you want to feel good rather than feel bad? That's what it comes to. Like, we have these platitudes of self-development, and I want to spread love and positivity. I want to better myself. Why? What the fuck does that mean? Like, what does that look like? Like, and I think we really need to contemplate that deeply, because I think while we have that notion that is true and that is God-given, what stands in the way of us doing that? And why do we have such a notion? Why are we so incapable of that? What's holding us back? And I tried to give some answers to this, and it's my life's work. It's my life's fucking work. And the answers in the particulars and the reductions, not even the particulars, but just the needing to contain it and to bow wrap it. It's beautiful, but it's too easy to try and have it all figured out. You kind of have to just go with the flow, one step at a time. And you know, we have this world to fix. We have this individuality within us which cares deeply, and we have this world and this system, if you will, and all these problems and all these things which just require our direct concern and make us feel so deeply if we're paying attention. It's so easy to just get caught up in it, and to get lost in it, but there's a process, there's a way. You know, history wouldn't have done all the things that it's done if there wasn't any individuality, if we were just our environment and there was no sort of like change or necessity or, I don't know, evolution. Then like, because like, look, if we are simply just our society, we're simply just the conditions, like we largely are. You know, we largely are, but there is a sense of freedom, there is a sense of difference and of change, because how would anything change then? If you're just your society, you're just your environment, well, what the fuck is your environment? Well, it's an environment onto another environment, onto another environment, onto another environment. Like, it's just environments all the way down. But what is that? Like, what, like, you're not even separate from the environment then. Like, I don't have an easy reduction or an easy answer of what that means, but there's something which transcends all of your identities. It transcends all of your sort of, I don't know, all the conditions of experience maybe, and allows for change, allows for us to learn, maybe to access more of reality, to see things differently, to just gain new understanding, and for evolution to work. Like why did we grow the brains that we grew? Like, How is that possible? Like, if we are just our brains, then how come the thing was just able to grow? Like, this thing is like made of fucking magic. Like, is there even any limits to as to what this could be? Like, I don't know, you go back thousands of years enough, like, and you show them a smartphone, you know, this is a kind of vague truism platitude that we have, but seriously, consider that. Consider how it's possible that we went from that to where we are now in all of our capability, and, like, what does that truly mean? Like, is there such thing as progress? And if so, what does it look like, you know? And we have all these challenges to these notions these days because, yeah, we're capable of so much more, and, you know, it seems like we have more law and order and less general terribleness in the world, but now it's like almost like our terribleness is at such a higher scale and is different, you know. Or before we were raping and pillaging each other's villages, now we're just fucking acting on the same sort of instincts but sublimated it a little bit more in a different way. Things are a bit more civilized, but maybe the same sort of content still exists within, and it works within our power structures. It works more subtly behind the scenes, and we need to actively go out of our way to weed and root this out. But don't get lost in all the sauce, please. Please don't. It's just the small things, isn't it? You know? I don't know, I can't really speak anymore to it. I think that's the most I could say, the most honor I could give it, you know, in all my attempts to have it and to do something with it, and to, I just want to inspire people. I just want to not have everything feel so bad. There's someone who's been training me at work, and she doesn't. I just hope. I feel so awkward crying. Ugh. So complicated, but I hope she's okay. And I almost feel like uncomfortable about my feelings about it, but something deep. It's like almost like I can't even speak to it. But she doesn't take lunch breaks, and I worry she doesn't have food, and she talks about her kids. And she's, you know, she's been really good to me, and it's just the little things like that you can pick up on it in everything. And everything, there's just so much detail, so much depth, you know. And it's crushing it so much sometimes, just the sheer complexity of this world and all of the things it makes us feel. But we need to be strong. We need to do something with that, you know, like, even if it's small, I try and smile, and like you know, it's so easy to just feel so helpless and so useless, and that doesn't, it's not what it means. I feel like it's not what the crushingness of it feels. It's a challenge. We're deeply challenged, and we might not rise to it. We might fucking die. We might nuke this entire planet. People are fucking dying as we speak. Like, God. But be there for each other. I just feel like I don't have anything more to say to this, you know, like, it's too pure, it's too divine. Like, you just need to shut the fuck up sometimes and just feel it, you know, just be with yourself. So, hope this meant anything to you guys. I really just want to inspire you guys and just it hurts so much how much work I have to do, how much work we all have to do to some extent. But just what we are capable of, it's beyond anything we could ever imagine, is where I'm at with it. It's not always the most comfortable, but be there for each other. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm in a good place. It's a lot better. Just materially. It's all related. My computer's gonna run out. Alright, goodbye, you guys.